Hello, my name is Carla Wainwright, and welcome to a sleep-inspired Yin Yoga sequence. So this sequence is designed to really help prepare the body to go to sleep and to stay asleep. The two meridians that are primarily involved with sleep from the Chinese meridian system is the heart and the gallbladder. So the poses that we're going to do really help to open and gently stimulate those meridians so that we really can fall into that deep and restful sleep. So the idea of this video is to just give you a primer to show you the various components. And once you've watched that, then you'll know how to do all of these poses, and you can then set yourself up right before bed, preferably in a nice dimly lit environment. Maybe you could light a couple of candles and put on some soft, gentle music and just really create an environment that feels very nurturing and soothing for you to do right before you head off to sleep. So I always like to begin the practice, any yin practice, with a healing sound called the triple warmer sound. And the triple warmer really helps to balance the three energy centers in the body called dantians. And what it also does is it helps to remove any congestion, mental energy, heat from the head and drain it down into the earth. So there's this Chinese saying that we want to have a cool head and warm feet to sleep. And as most of us know, it's often the opposite, that our minds are really busy and going crazy, keeping us up, and our feet feel really cold, which also then makes us uncomfortable and makes it hard to sleep. So this is to really just set the tone for our practice and encourage a quiet mind and a warm body. So you can do this seated, and we're just use an arm movement. We're going to inhale, sweep the arms up, and exhaling, bringing them down. And when I do this, I like to imagine that I'm clearing the etheric body, the energetic body around me. So I visualize the first time that I'm clearing the front, the second time the back, and the third time the sides and center. And so with the exhalation, we use this sound, which is specific to the triple warmer. It's a sound, an H-E-E-E sound. Okay, so let's do it together. Letting the spine be nice and tall, relaxing the shoulders and the face. Let's begin by inhaling and sweeping the arms up. Exhaling, clearing the front line. Inhaling up. And clearing the back line. One more time, inhaling up. And sides and center. And just pausing and noticing what this feels like. It's a great way to center in any moment where you feel busy in your mind or overwhelmed in any way, or just to prepare to transition towards more quiet and towards sleep. Good. All right. I also then suggest taking even just a few moments, 30 seconds, a minute, to do a foot massage. So the majority of the meridians begin and end in the feet. And the feet, of course, have been carrying you around all day doing hard work. And so not only do we stimulate the meridians and, of course, all the reflexology points with the organs, it also really feels really good and just helps you to relax. So maybe you can find someone to do a foot massage for you, but failing that, you can just do your own foot massage. And you really just want to connect with your hands to the entire surface area of the foot, making sure that you get the arches as well as the toes. You want to rub from the base of the toe all the way to the tip, and doing that on both feet. And then I always like to end with a point called the bubbling spring point. So if you look at the crease of the foot, you draw a line basically between the first and second toe on that line. You're going to press, and you'll feel maybe a little bit of a tender spot. This is an earth point, and really helpful to just create that connection or maintain that energy connection between you and the earth. This also helps us, of course, feel grounded, safe, and secure, and so that's also really important for sleep. Good. So you can spend as much time on the foot massage, of course, as you like. Next, we're going to come into a chest opener, which stimulates both the heart and the gallbladder meridians. And so you'll need two blocks. Your top block will be at its highest height and the second block at its middle height. where the base of the block is going to come and connect with the tips of the shoulder blades. Now, if that feels too deep for you or it's too stimulating, just drop everything down one, okay? So I'll just show you how I get set up. I'm going to hold onto the block and position it right where the tips of the shoulder blades are, and then take the second block, making sure I move my ponytail so that the back of the head comes right onto the block. And then I'm going to extend my arms out. So I've got the wall here. I can't do it on this side, but what I want you to see is that instead of the arm by my side here, I'm actually extending it out so I can get into that heart meridian, create a little more space in the chest, palms facing up. And then to get into the gallbladder meridian, we want to bring our feet into butterfly position, so the knees come out to the side. Now you're welcome to use additional blocks or a rolled towel underneath the side of the thighs if you're feeling like the stretch is too intense. This is a great pose to do at the end of the day to counter any rounding of the spine that we tend to experience through poor postural habits. And it's a great way to just drop into your breath. So I recommend a good 5 minutes, maybe a bit longer here, so that you really begin to let go of your day and create lots of openness in your heart, and to gently stimulate those meridians, the heart and the gallbladder. So when you are ready to come out, you're going to bring your feet to the floor, shift your hips over to one side, and then roll off of the blocks. And just lie on your side, pausing here. I do recommend a good minute in between all of the shapes just to let your body readjust. Okay, so from here, we're going to come into a twist, twisted roots. And so I'm just going to move my blocks. Good. Okay, so on my back, again, the back of my head can come right to the floor. And in twisted roots, we're going to twist first to the left and then the right. So if we're twisting left, we want to shift our pelvis a little bit over to the right to create a bit more space, and then we're going to take our right thigh over top of the left. My arms come out to the side, my elbows at shoulder height, or you can straighten them out completely as you like. And then bringing the knees up into the chest, exhale, taking them over, and this is where you will probably need your blocks to support the legs. It's really, I think, important here to be able to let go. So rather than having your legs hanging in space, which can feel too intense, we want to have support. So use whatever props you have, even rolled towels or pillows, just to let your legs relax into. Good. So this would be a pose I'd recommend for 3 or 4 minutes per side, making sure that the opposing shoulder, so in this case the right side, is on the floor. That's your anchor point. When you're ready to come up, you looking up at the sky, the ceiling, and then firming your belly. Let's bring the legs back up to center, uncross, straighten the pelvis, and then you'd have a good minute here to rest and release before moving over to the opposite side. Now, if that twist feels too deep for you, know that you can just do simple legs, knees bent, and legs to one side, keeping it much more gentle. It's really important that this is not a stimulating practice, that it's very soothing and relaxing. So just find the shape, the look of the shape that really works for your body. Okay, so when that is complete each side, you can gently come up, and then we're going to come into a pose called a sleeping swan. So in Hatha Yoga, we know this as pigeon pose. This is a great pose to get into the gallbladder meridian. Oh, and I just meant to say that the twist gets into both heart and gallbladder. I recommend, because this is a pre-sleep practice, to make a roll with a blanket. So on this blanket, I'm going to use the short end, kind of make a makeshift bolster. If you have a small bolster, of course, you can use that as well. Okay, so I'm going to come to my hands and knees. I'll take some time to roll out the spine. And then I'm going to, in this case, start with the right. I'm going to bring my right knee behind my right wrist and bring my foot diagonally underneath my left hip. Now here's where I'll want to use my roll and place my roll between my pelvis, and my lower legs. Sorry about that, I just hit the stairs. And this way, the intensity is not so much, and it allows me to drop in and relax more. I'll come down onto my forearms, and I might want to block here to bring my head onto the block. We have an acupressure point in the center of the forehead, and that connects us to the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and relaxation response. So that's really great for encouraging a good sleep as well. Okay, so this would be a modified pose. You're of course welcome to come into the full shape, which would look like this. And then anybody who has a knee issue, you could do this variation on your back. So reclined pigeon and just do a figure 4, ankle over top of the knee and gently pulling the legs in. Okay, so that's getting into the outer hip, into that gallbladder area. Okay, next on our list, okay, broken wing. This is a great pose. This is dealing with the heart meridian. Okay, so in this shape, we're going to come onto, let me just think the best way to do this. I'm going to come onto my belly. So I'm going to show you from both directions. I'm going to come onto my belly and I'm going to extend out, we'll start on the right. I'm going to extend out my right arm and come and roll over on my right side with my knees bent. I might be able to bring one knee up and then the other. This would be the deepest variation of the shape. And I might even find that I need to place my blanket underneath my head if I'm feeling like my neck is not at a very comfortable angle. So let me show you that from the opposite direction here. So coming over a little bit, I'd have my arm extended and then rolling onto my side. And I might keep my knees bent, even bring them in closer, or start to come up. And again, if I need the blanket for my head, it does make it quite a bit more comfortable. So it's a deep chest opener, very much getting into the heart meridian. But really listen to your body. For some people, this can be really quite intense. So you're just going to do an easier version. You're also welcome to walk your hand a little closer towards your hip if you need it to be a bit more gentle. So this pose, you might find that you only want to do 2 to 3 minutes because of the intensity, but really check in and listen to your body here. All right. And then we can finish again with the healing sounds. Now, I just want to go over the healing sounds and then show you how I recommend doing them right before bed. So as your practice begins to wind down, I recommend doing the healing sounds as a way to release anything that starts to be brought up by our yin practice. We've been working with these meridians, so sometimes those imbalances begin to surface a bit, and then I really find that the healing sounds are very effective to just release any of that residual energy that really you're ready to let go of. So the healing sound for the heart is a very simple sound. It's an intuitive sound we do all the time. Like a ha sound, H-A-A-A sound. Now the healing sound for the gallbladder is a sh sound, an S-H sound, like a sh sound. Okay, shh. And then we would do the triple warmer one more time, just to prepare our minds for sleep and relaxation. So what I would recommend is when your practice is complete, that you would come maybe into bed to do these, or maybe you're just about to go to bed, and you could do these on your back. And this is called cosmic grounding. I learned this from Eric Schiffman. I love this pose. It feels very much like it brings all of the work that you've done together. It's a beautiful pose of integration. So the feet connecting to the earth, the palms are connecting to the cosmos. And what I recommend here is to do each healing sound 3 times. So you would do the heart sound, the gallbladder sound, and the triple warmer. So I'll just do 1 each so you can see. So I'd inhale for the heart. I'd repeat that twice more, then gallbladder. Repeating that twice more, and then I'll finish with the triple warmer. Good, and repeat that twice more. Then maybe placing your left hand on your heart, the right hand on your solar plexus just above your navel, relaxing, sensing into the effects of your practice. And then if you were in bed, you would just release and hopefully drift off into sweet slumber. So those are the poses that I recommend for a sleep yin practice to really inspire and cultivate a much more restful and complete sleep. And then if you don't have time to do all of those poses, you know, for anywhere between 3 to 5+ minutes each, just pick a couple. Make sure though that you do a pose that really gets into the heart meridian, which is into the arms, and then the gallbladder, which is dealing more with the hips. So make sure you get both of those, and definitely add the healing sounds. And then, yeah, see if this right nighttime ritual, even just spending 15 minutes before bed doing a couple of these poses, really affects your quality of sleep, improves it in some way. And definitely let me know. I would love to hear whether this works for you. So enjoy, and from my heart to yours.